I'm Nishchay. I'm the co-founder and CEO of JAR. JAR is a savings and investments platform. Before getting into what we are building, let me tell you whom we are building for. Let's take a quintessential Indian, a young Indian at this point of time. Let's assume he is Rajesh. He's aged about 25, working in the companies like TCS, Infosys, Accenture, makes about 4 to 5 lakh rupees per annum, and he is digitally native. He loves to use all latest and the greatest services out there, be it Swiggy, Netflix, to Jio, to YouTube, to everything. And he's very aspirational, wants to experience everything, want to try everything. At the same time, he wants to get better with his money. He's very, very aspirational. But how many of them are there? Roughly around 400 million of them. And we decided to build a product for a typical Rajesh. And what do Rajesh wants? We did a deep understanding. The whole idea came during COVID. What I closely saw during the COVID times was, during those lockdowns, people really struggled with money because businesses were shut, people lost their jobs, pay cuts, no pay, and all of those things. And I saw people struggle with their cash flow. And what struck me is that people worked all their life, but still couldn't manage 3-4 months of cash flow disruption. I saw people don't have credit lines. People don't have insurance. And I try to understand why do people do not have. There are like billion people with bank accounts, with about 500 million people about to use, the number of UPI users about to cross 500 million. But still, when you see the number of people who invest in stock market, mutual fund, index funds, is only 30 million people. Number of people who have credit card is only 30 million. Number of people who have bought insurance is only 10 million. So what do young India want? What do the real middle class India wants? They want something which is simple, not pretentious, doesn't use any jargons, should help them to navigate the systems very easily. Why do a young man doesn't invest? Why do a young person doesn't invest today? Because they're not financially literate. They do not understand any of these jargons. And everything is built like a tool. You need to learn a lot outside the platform before you come in and start investing and managing. We understood that the cost of participation is very high. You need to remove the need of knowledge, the need of indecisive, like you can't be indecisive. There cannot be too much cognitive load. And that's why we built JAR. JAR is a simple platform where you start your journey of savings investments in a fractionalized manner. You can start with as low as just $10. We help people to build the habit of savings. And once savings habit is built, we help them to diversify into multiple asset classes, help them to have a diversified portfolio, and make sure that savings are protected. And how do you make sure that savings are protected? You need to give them credit. You need to lend them money so that they don't dip into their savings whenever they run out of cash. This is how, for us, who is probably the 1% who sits here, we have credit cards. We manage with our credit cards whenever you are low on cash or whenever we have to do some indiscretionary spends. But a common man doesn't have. We should help him to leverage his position to ensure he has access to credit and doesn't dip into his savings. And the last step is to make sure that he's insured, because one medical incident is enough to put a family into financial distress for next couple of years. That's why insurance plays a very crucial role in long-term wealth creation. And also make sure that someone doesn't fall into some sort of a debt trap. And it's been 2 years since we launched. We have been able to scale amazingly well. We have been it's been an exciting energy. Journey. We already have about 16 million users on the platform, and we clock over 500,000 transactions every day in space of investments. And we have been able to touch upon every Indian, almost like every nook and corner of the country. We have users from the last village in Kashmir to Kanyakumari to from Gujarat to Nagaland, everywhere. We have users across 1,100 districts. And how did we get here? We think we really understand middle India. A lot of companies are telling the 1% is milked enough, they are banked enough, they have been catered in all senses. But if you have to reach out to the next 100 million Indians who are young, who are aspirational, who are on their journey to create wealth, to get better with their work, everything. How do you get there? You really need to understand the true cultural fabric of the country. For example, in our platform, when you say savings and all of those things, we don't use terms like portfolio. We completely took out all the jargons which is used in your typical financial services platform. We call something called locker, because locker becomes very relevant. And every word that you use in your platform should be relevant. Even when you are explaining, if you say, I'm building a treasury platform, the moment I say treasury, you think that you are building it for the top 1% who are rich, who has affluent, who has disposable income, who wants someone to manage their. But if you say I'm building the tijori of the world, you understand this relates to everyone in the country. We built features which is aligned to their cultural identity. We built features which handles their insecurities, which handles their idiosyncrasies. And it is a lot of fun. We made it vernacular. We serve people in 5 languages: Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, English, Malayalam. And apart from that, we identified their cash flow patterns. We understand what they really need and how do you build products to align to their needs and help them build their financial journey. That's all, guys. Thank you. Now to take any questions, if anyone. Thank you.
Would anybody want to ask any questions of Nishchay?
You got a new customer.
I want to take some questions.
Sure. Yes, please. Sorry? Vasuli. Yeah.
So how do you go there?
Yeah. So, see, when we say we are building for Middle India, you need to create and identify unique ways of product distribution. And one of the ways we identified that we have users, we have a lot of users, and we should bring their friends and family into the platform. You always lend money to your friends and family, but it's very, very awkward conversation to ask for that money back. So we built a feature called Vasuli, where you put in an entry, say, I gave 5,000 rupees loan to my friend, and it's very awkward to ask for that money back. So I put in an entry in JAR telling that I have given 5,000 rupees loan to my friend, and he has promised to return me on, say, September 1st. On 30th August, JAR will send out a funny message asking him to pay me back. And it's completely in a fun manner, without any pretension, without any awkwardness, like De Dere Baba. We use memes from all popular movies. And this kind of triggers the flywheel where we are able to bring their friends and family into the platform, because everyone whom you have lent money has lent money to someone else. Yes, please.
Revenue model. How do you earn more money from these?
Sure.
apps?
So we have provide investment opportunities across multiple asset classes. The primary product right now is gold. There is a clear wholesale retail arbitrage where we make revenue. Other than that, we also do lending. We are a marketplace model right now. We act as a DSA. So my NBFC partners and banking partners provide me commissions for every loan that I engineer. And lastly, the insurance, pure play commission model from the insurance companies. Yes.
My question is regarding the investment, because the generation and the youngsters are not very well financially educated right now, given the vast expansion of investment. So how do we ensure the person who has small category or a big large sum, but they're investing right without having any middleman or any other agent getting involved in that, and they're balancing it right, because you showed they are investing in gold also. Are they the gold bonds, or are they investing in the real physical golds?
Sure. So the way we went about is investment comes later in the journey. The first problem that you need to solve for is habit. The habit of saving every day, a little bit every day. We enable savings in 3 formats. The first one is daily savings, like invest 50 rupees for me every day, or one-time investments, whenever some extra cash come, deploy it. And lastly is roundups. Every time you do any sort of transaction, we track that transaction, round it up to the nearest 10, and we invest it for them. Right now we started with gold, because gold is an asset class which cuts through all social stratas in the country. Doesn't matter what caste, creed, region, religion you belong, gold is something that everyone values and trusts. So we gave the safest asset class out there in the world, gold, as the first instrument. And we are reaching out to the people who have never invested in the past. And the reason they don't invest is because of all the questions you asked. How do I trust? Where do I know? Like, before you trust someone to give you your money, you should trust yourself that I know what I am doing. So we removed that element of indecisiveness by helping them to invest in gold. And a smart investor will always diversify. And even if you talk to the largest family offices in the country, they have 10 to 15% of their portfolio reserved in gold. That's what we do.
In terms of competition, here, first row. So there are a lot of similar apps which are there of what you're doing. Apart from just the nomenclature, what is the different thing you're doing to deal with the competition currently? And yeah, in a broad sense.
To be very honest, it's a massive market. As Yamini said, if you become the category creation, you will be able to mandate. We are the category creators. Everyone cater to the top 1% population who are financially savvy, who have disposable income and high agency. We are catering to the rest of the population who lacks agency to a certain extent. Knowledge is the next. So first we solve for the agency. We build for habit. We are more of behavioral economics than anything else. We really emphasize on understanding users and solving for it. I'm not manufacturing any new service. We are packaging and selling the services. It's all about how well you present your product.
Yeah, thanks.